Hey everyone, today we're diving into the best beginner classes for Eternal War in Space Marine 2's PvP game mode. I have ranked all 6 classes from best to worst for beginners, so whether you're just starting or looking to improve your game, I have you covered. So overall, there are 6 classes available to select from when joining a game in Eternal War. Each one has its own unique abilities, arsenal of weaponry, and playstyle, so finding the right one for you is really important when you begin. So we're going to start off at the top of the tier list, which we have the Tactical class. This is because it is the class that most people have an easier time with while learning the game. You have access to the most weaponry in the game, and this allows you to have that normal feeling of PvP games where you can run and gun while giving you time to learn the other classes, map layout, and how weapons work. You also have its main ability where you shoot out a dart that creates a big circle that will scan an area and allow you to see enemies through walls. Enemies caught within this scan will also take more damage from yourself and your team, so it is a great class for objectives and controlling areas of the map. The Tactical class is also the only class in the game currently to feature an armor class of 3, which allows it to take a moderate amount of damage before your health bar will actually take any damage. The Bulwark class, however, is going straight into A tier with this beginner's guide because it also allows you to survive more, as it is one of 2 classes that have an armor class of 4. But not only that, the Bulwark is also basically the ultimate support class in the game. The Bulwark doesn't come equipped with a primary weapon, but has a great opportunity to get kills with melee and the secondary weapon due to the fact that the Bulwark comes with a shield. Most of you will be used to holding down the parry button to do a successful parry while playing through the campaign or with other classes in PvP, but if you hold the parry button with the Bulwark, you will put your shield in front of you and it will absorb a stupid amount of damage. This allows you to then push objectives and absorb damage for your team. It is also great at holding checkpoints and objectives depending on the game mode. Not only that, but the Bulwark also comes with a unique ability of placing down a banner and restoring the armor of yourself and your allies within the area of effect. It is absolutely nuts. The only downside to this is in situations where you are not with your team, people can easily approach you and just melee you to death, as your shield is stupidly effective against bullets only. Grenades are also a weakness for the Bulwark class. But overall, the Bulwark allows you to learn how to play defensively and objectively at the same time, while also slowing down the pace of the game for you to understand what is going on in situations. The Vanguard was a difficult one to place, but I actually settled within the A tier due to giving players the ability to learn how to flank, how to use abilities correctly when you take your time, and also learn the strengths and weaknesses of the other classes. The Vanguard class is fantastic at those close range engagements due to the weapons it has access to, but also due to the class ability, which is the grapple hook. Now yes, you can use this to travel around the map faster, but if you use it in combat and attach it to an enemy player, you will successfully stun them and can melt them down with melee or your primary weapons. One thing that you will learn a lot sooner than later with the Vanguard is just how squishy you really are when fighting multiple enemies due to the Vanguard having an armor class of 2. But with this, it is great because it reminds you to respect the enemy team and also helps you learn to increase your game sense, which is fantastic for beginners. Then next up is one of my favorite classes in the game, and this is the Heavy class, which I will be placing in the B tier. Overall, the Heavy class has some really fun weaponry such as miniguns that allow you to absolutely melt enemies with over 200 bullets at a time, and it is great when you are taking over objectives and controlling areas. The Heavy also comes equipped with an armor class of 4, allowing you to take more damage than other classes, so sticking with your team does benefit them and the objective. Not only that, but the class ability for the Heavy is a half-dome shield that will cover the front area of the Heavy. Your back is exposed when using this, so hopefully yourself and your teammates keep an eye out for flankers and grenades. It is brilliant for slowing down gameplay, increasing game sense, and supporting your team by covering them at objectives. Now the Sniper class is the first and only class I'll be placing in the C tier, and this is because of several different reasons. The first reason is that the weaponry is made for long range engagements, but as a beginner you won't learn the game by sitting back and watching from afar. You really do need to get into combat and engage the objectives to truly learn and increase your game sense. Secondly, your class ability allows you to go invisible for a short amount of time or until you attack, which in itself is a fantastic class ability, and will help you surprise enemies. However, this is one of the harder class abilities to learn and get the most use of compared to the Bulwark's area heal. The class also comes with an armor class rating of 2, making you very squishy compared to other classes, so flankers will come after you during the match. Overall though, the sniper class is one of the best classes in the game, but not particularly great for beginners. Then all alone in the D tier we have the assault class. Now don't get me wrong, the assault class is not bad at all, but for beginners would I recommend this class? No, I wouldn't. First of all, the assault class has an armor class rating of 2, so it is very squishy. Then the assault class also doesn't have a primary weapon. It only has a secondary and a melee weapon which limits it at ranged engagements. Then the class ability can be a double-edged sword. This is because it is very hard to learn when you should use it, as you have access to the jump pack, so you'll jump into the air and you'll have to charge up the melee slam attack. And this does take a decent amount of time, where if the other team has a good player, they will just shoot you out of the sky before you can even land. It is a very mobile class and you have to do everything with purpose, and personally I do think this class requires a high level of game sense, which is just not something beginner players of the game will have, and that's okay. That's why I have recommended other classes to try first. The assault class is very fun though, and well worth learning for those who have practice on other classes first. If you're finding this video helpful, then please click the like button and subscribe to stay up to date for more videos like this in the future. Overall, for beginners though, I do have some extra tips that I think you need to make the most out of these classes, and the first one is to try all available weapons once you unlock them. Getting used to different weapons will help you identify what your opponent's playstyles are and help increase game sense. Secondly, you should stick with your team and play the objective. A lot of these classes are designed to work in a squad, so if you push solo, you will be outnumbered or have your weaknesses exploited by the other team. Then third on the list is to make use of grenades. Try not to die without using your equipment. Even in PvE, people forget to use grenades all the time, and it is the same within PvP. So let's do a quick recap. In S tier we have the tactical class due to its versatility. In A tier we have the Bulwark and Vanguard classes for having solid defense and offensive options. While in B tier we have the heavy class, which is very defensive and packs some firepower. Then in C tier we have the sniper, and finally alone in the D tier is the assault class, which both classes are fun but require more experience to play effectively. Please remember that this is a tier list for beginners to help them learn the game, and not necessarily a tier list for the best classes in PvP, as that video will be coming in the future. If this video did help you, then please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more Space Marine 2 videos that I create. And I'll see you again in the next one.